Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're at. Today we're going to continue on with reading the Quran, a chronological modern English interpretation by Jason Chris Houck. Let's go. Chapter 21, Surah 114, Mankind. Say, I seek the protection of God, the Lord of mankind, the King of man, from the evils of Satan, who tempts the hearts of mankind and genies. Chapter 22, Surah 112, The Purity. Say, God is the one and only, who all eternally depend upon. God neither gave birth to anyone nor was he born. There is no being equal to God. Chapter 23, Surah 53, The Star. I swear by the setting star, Muhammad has not gone astray, nor is he being misled. What he recites to you does not come from his own thoughts. What is being revealed to him is coming from a being of great power and wisdom. As a note, the medium is often noted as the angel Gabriel. What was revealed to Muhammad was an inspiration to him, and he would not lie about it. Do you accuse him of lying about what he saw and heard? For he certainly saw him a second time near the farthest lote tree of the ultimate boundary near the Garden of Abode. Muhammad saw what he should see and nothing more when he saw the signs of the Lord. What about Lat, Uzza, and Manat? Do you worship the males while he worships the females? That would seem unfair. These are just names, not gods, which you and your ancestors created with no authority from God. The idol worshippers follow speculation and their own desires, despite the fact that guidance from God has already come to them. Should man just have whatever he wishes for? This world and the hereafter belong to God. No matter how many angels in heaven try to help, they cannot intercede on a human's behalf. God is the only one who can allow someone to enter heaven. Those who don't believe in the hereafter give female names to angels, but they don't know what they are doing and follow speculation, which can never replace truth. Avoid people who turn away from our message and only want to enjoy this life. It is all their knowledge allows them. God knows who strays from his path and who follows it. God owns everything on earth and in the heavens. God may punish those who do evil deeds, as he may reward those who do good deeds. God may be forgiving of those who avoid great sins but have small faults. God has known you since you were in the womb, so do not flaunt your good deeds, for he truly knows who is virtuous. Do you see those who turn their back from Islam, those who gave little of themselves and then stopped? Do those who pull back have the knowledge of this message so they can see what you see? No, he is not aware of the scriptures, lessons, and actions of Moses and Abraham. That no man has to bear the sins of another man. That man can only have things he works for. That man's efforts will be seen. That man will be rewarded for his efforts. The final goal of man is God. That God grants laughter and tears. God grants life and death. God created the sexes, male and female, from their combined fluids. That God promised a resurrection. It's God that gives wealth and contentment. God is the Lord of Sirius. That God destroyed the tribe of Ad and Tamud. Before them, he destroyed the even more unjust and rebellious people of Noah's time. God later destroyed the overthrown cities, Sodom and Gomorrah. Which of God's benefits can anyone dispute? This is a prophet in the tradition of the previous messengers of God. The judgment day is near, and only God knows when. Do you question this message from God? Why do you laugh and not cry? Why do you waste your precious time? Prostrate yourselves and serve God. Chapter 24, Surah 80, He Frowned. Muhammad frowned and turned away when a blind man approached him. How do you know that the man might purify himself and become more spiritual, or that he might listen to and benefit from your message? As for the person who thinks he is self-sufficient, to him you should preach, even though you will not be blamed if he fails to follow the straight path. Meanwhile, when a person comes to you earnestly, trying to follow the straight path and fearing God, you ignore him. This is not how you must act. This message is a reminder to all men, so let whoever wishes to pay heed to it. The message is in honored books, exalted and holy, maintained by honorable and just scribes. Cursed is the man who rejects God. God created man from a drop of fluid. God makes a smooth path for man, then causes him to die and be buried, and when God wills it, he resurrects the dead. Yet man has not done what God commanded him to do. Let man consider his food, how God showers the earth with an abundance of water, how God splits the earth and causes the grains, grapes, vegetables, fodder for herds, olives, dates, gardens, and fruits to grow for man and his animals' use. On that day of the resurrection, when the deafening cries are heard, and man flees from even his own family, because he will be so concerned for himself, some faces will be bright with laughter and joy, while other faces will be stained with dust and veiled in darkness. The latter are those who rejected God and were wicked. Chapter 25, Surah 97. The night of fate or ordainment. God revealed this message on the night of ordainment. Let me describe the night of ordainment as such. It is better than 1,000 months. The Lord sends all the angels and spirits out with commands, and there is peace until the sunrise. Chapter 26, Surah 91, The Sun. By the sun, moon, day and night, by the heavens God built, by the earth God formed, and by the soul that God fashioned perfectly and then inspired with an understanding of right and wrong. He who purifies his soul succeeds, and the corrupted fail. The Tamid people denied God with their rebellious ways, especially when the most wicked of them went forth, and even after the messenger of God told him, "She is God's camel, so allow her to drink," rejected the messenger and hamstrung the camel. In retribution, God destroyed them and did not fear the consequences. Chapter 27, Surah 85, The Constellations of Stars. By the constellations in the heavens, by the promised resurrection day, by the prophet and the judgment day. Cursed are the people who dug the ditch and kept a fire burning in it, who sat by and watched the believers of God being forced into the flames, just because they had faith in an all-powerful and knowing God. Those people who persecute and oppress faithful men and women will burn in hell if they do not repent for their crimes. But those people that are faithful to God and perform good deeds will achieve greatness through salvation and will know heaven's gardens and rivers. God's punishment is strong and severe. Remember, it is God that can create and restore life. God is forgiving and loving. God is the Lord of the throne and can do whatever he wishes. Haven't you heard what happened to the peoples of the Pharaoh and the tribe of Tamid? Yet still, the faithless reject the truth of this message, but God, unseen, surrounds them. Indeed, this is a glorious Quran inscribed and preserved. Chapter 28, Surah 95, The Fig. I swear by the fig and the olive tree, by Mount Sinai, and by this secure city, meaning Mecca. We created man in the best of designs, and then we reduced him to the lowest of the low, except for those men that are faithful and do good works. For those men is an everlasting reward. Then who or what causes man to deny God's judgment at the resurrection? Isn't God the fairest of all judges? Chapter 29, Surah 106, The Quraish tribe. Because of the covenants with the Quraysh tribe, they traveled safely during the winter and summer caravans. Let them worship the Lord of this house, who has fed their hunger and protected them from dangers. Chapter 30, Surah 101, The Catastrophe. The Catastrophe. What can explain to you the day of catastrophe? It is a day when mankind will be scattered like moths and mountains will weaken and crumble. Those who tip the scales of judgment with good deeds shall have a pleasurable life. Those who find their good deeds are outweighed by bad shall make their home in a bottomless pit of raging fire. Chapter 31, Surah 75, Resurrection Day. I swear by the day of resurrection, and I swear by the self-critical soul. Do men not think we can reassemble their bones? We are able to perfectly rebuild him to the tips of his fingers. Yet man chooses to lead a sinful life and asks, when is this day of resurrection? The man's sight is confused, and the moon is eclipsed as the sun and moon unite. Men will cry, where can we flee? But there shall be nowhere to hide. That day man's place will be with your Lord. That day man will be told about his good deeds and bad. Man shall be a witness against himself through his deeds, yet he may put forward excuses for his actions. Do not try to speed up receipt of revelations. It is up to us to collect the verses and have them recited. But when we have the words recited, follow the recitation. For it is up to us to explain the resurrection to you. For mankind loves the present life and neglects the hereafter. On that day, some faces will be resplendent, looking towards their Lord, and some faces will be dismal and gloomy, knowing that some back-breaking punishment was imminent. When man's soul is almost out of the body, there shall be a cry, who shall save him now? And then he will know the time of his death is near. His thoughts of pending hardship will build the day he is brought to the Lord. Men who failed to find faith and pray and instead acted prideful as he lived with his family, woe be unto them. Does man think he will be unjudged at death? Wasn't man created from reproductive fluids and shaped perfectly by God into both male and female? Why shouldn't a God so powerful bring the dead back to life? Chapter 32, Surah 104, The Slanderer. A warning to every defamer who gains his wealth for security, thinking that prosperity makes him immortal. Wealth will not stop you from being thrown into the crushing fires of hell kindled by God, where flames will close in upon the hearts of men like great columns. Chapter 33, Surah 77, The Emissaries. I swear by the successive emissaries, the hurricanes raging, the winds scattering, by those separating one from another, by those spreading revelations, to warn you that what has been promised will surely occur. So when the stars become dim and the heavens are split open, mountains are scattered like dust, and when the time comes for the arrival of the messengers, allow the date and time. Although the date and time is unknown, it will be the day of judgment. How can I explain the day of judgment? Misery awaits those who rejected the message that day. Didn't we destroy the former generations and then make the latter ones follow? That is how we deal with sinners. Misery awaits those who rejected the message that day. Didn't we create you from mere fluid and put you in a safe place until you were born? We designed you perfectly, as is our way. Misery awaits those who rejected the message that judgment day. Haven't we made earth a place for the living and dead, complete with lofty mountains and water to drink? Misery awaits those who rejected the message that judgment day. On judgment day, it will be said to the disbelievers, Go you to the place you used to deny. Go towards the smoke's shadow. Its 3 columns will not cool you from the flames. Hellfire throws up sparks as large as castles and yellow as camels. Misery awaits those who rejected the message that judgment day. On this day, they won't be able to speak or offer excuses for their behavior. Misery awaits those who rejected the message that judgment day. This will be the sorting day. We shall gather all living mankind and those who died before. If you have any wits, try to outwit me. Misery awaits those who rejected the message that judgment day. But for the righteous that day, they shall be found in the cool shade among the watering springs. They shall have all the fruits they desire. They will be told to enjoy their rewards for good deeds. We certainly reward the good. But again, misery awaits those who rejected the message that day. So eat and enjoy yourselves for only a little while on earth, for you are sinners. Misery awaits you. When it is said to the rejectors, bow down, they do not. Misery awaits those who reject the message. What message after this one will the disbelievers believe in? Chapter 34, Surah 50. Al-Qaf, the Arabic letter Qaf, or the Q sound. Qaf, I swear by the glorious Quran. Man wonders about the messenger, Muhammad, that has been chosen from among them. The faithless say, this is a strange thing. Then after we have died and turned to dust, we will be brought back to life again. It seems far-fetched. We know how many will perish on earth, and have a book recording all people. But men deny the truth that has been given to them, and they are confused. Can they not see the flawless sky we made, the earth with its plains and mountains and all the living things on it? As a reminder to the faithful, we sent down rains, and we grow the crops and gardens and the tall and fruiting date palm trees. To provide food for the faithful, we continue to give life to dead lands each cycle. The same will happen at the resurrection. Many men before this Quran denied the hereafter. The people of Noah and the inhabitants of Ras and Thamud, the Ad tribe, Pharaoh, and the brethren of Lot, the people of the Grove and of Tubah. All these people rejected the apostles, and my warning was enforced on them. We were worn out by the original creation that men should doubt our ability to resurrect. Were we worn out by the original creation that men should doubt our ability to resurrect? We created man, and we know what tempts his soul. We know him better than he knows himself. There are recorders on the left and right hand, so not a word does man utter that is not written down. When death brings man the truth of his life, it will be said to man, this is what you have been avoiding. The trumpet will sound, announcing the day of resurrection. Then every soul will come forward accompanied by two angels, one a guide and another to bear witness. The evildoer will be told, we have removed the veil today so you can see that we have been with you. Then his companion will announce, here is my testimony for him. God will pronounce sentence on him. You two angels cast this faithless ingrate into hell. He who gave to others grudgingly, broke laws, and doubted the truth. He who worshipped another god besides the Lord, throw him into the dreadful torment. The devil will say, Lord, I did not make him stray. He made the errors himself. God will say, no need to argue in front of me, as the sentence I will give him was warned of in advance and cannot be changed, and I am fair to man. On Judgment Day, we will ask hell, are you full? And hell will reply, are there many more to come? That day when paradise will no longer be distant, but be brought near to the righteous. It will be said, this is what I promised all of you faithful people, you who were devoted to and fearful of God. Enter today into immortality and peace. Here is the paradise with us. You will have all you ever wish for and more. Think of how many generations of man we destroyed before you, who were stronger than the people of today. Did they have a place to hide when God judged them? This is a message for anyone that has a heart and is willing to listen. We created the heavens and the earth in 6 days and were not weary. Therefore, Be patient with what others say and praise the Lord before the sun rises, the sun sets, and also during part of the night after prayers. Listen for the day when a cry will signal the day of the dead will once again rise. Listen for the day when a cry will signal the day the dead will once again rise. We who will give life and death will bring you all to your final destination. That day the earth splits and the people all rise is easy for us to do. We know what men say, and you, Muhammad, do not need to rule over them as a tyrant. Warn them through the Quran of my threats. Chapter 35, Surah 90, The Town. I swear by this town where you reside, a free man, and the ancestors before you. We created man with much effort. Does man think that no one has power over him? He shall say, I have wasted immense wealth. Does he think no one can see him? Did we not give him a pair of eyes, a tongue, and a mouth? Did we not show man two paths, good and evil? But he does not take the uphill path towards goodness. How will you be able to see the uphill path in life? It's freeing slaves, feeding the hungry, taking in an orphan, caring for the poor. If you take this path, you will be among those who believe, have patience, and encourage others to show compassion. Your place will be on the right hand of God. But those who reject the revelations of the good path will be on the left hand, and they will be enveloped with fire. Chapter 36, Surah 86, The Nightly Visitor or Bright Star. By the sky and night visitor, you will know the night visitor by a piercing bright star. Know that every soul has a guardian. Let man think about how he was created. He was created by fluid gushing from between the backbone and the ribs. God will be able to bring man back to life on the day that all men's secrets will be examined. At that time, man will be powerless and have no helper. By the heavens that give rains and the earth's gushing springs, this message is decisive and not a jest. As for those who are plotting a plan, know that I am planning against them. So give those faithless a break for now and deal with them gently. Chapter 37, Surah 54, The Moon. The hour is near, and the moon is split. Yet if the people see the sign, they turn away saying, This is an illusion. They deny the warnings and follow their own desires, but every era has an end. But there have already been messages and warnings against base behavior. It was useful wisdom, but they have not listened. Because of this, you can turn away from them. On the day of summoning, they will have a terrible affair. They will rise from their graves with their eyes cast down in humility, scattered like locusts. As they scramble towards the summoner, the unbelievers will say, This is a difficult day. This disbelief has happened before. The people during Noah's time rejected their messenger, and they said Noah was insane and drove him away. As a result, Noah called on his Lord to help him in his struggle. So we opened the gates of heaven, and water poured forth. We caused the earth to spring water forth to join with the water from the sky, and we carried him on his ark made of wood, as he sailed above the waters under our watch as a reward for being rejected by man. We have left this as a sign for all times, but will anyone heed the warning? How terrible was my penalty after my warning. We have made the Quran simple and easy to understand, but will anyone heed our warnings? The people of Ad rejected the warnings. My penalty was great. We sent down a furious wind and caused them a day of violent disaster as men were plucked out like palm trees torn from the ground. How terrible was my penalty after my warning? We have made the Quran simple and easy to understand, but will anyone heed our warnings? The Tamud tribe rejected our warnings. They said, How can we follow a single mortal from among us? What if he strays or has gone mad? Has the message been sent to him alone? No, he is a liar. We told their warning that tomorrow they will know who the liar is, for we will send them a she-camel as a trial. So be patient and watch. Tell them to share the water among them to drink. The men, being tested, instead asked a friend to take a knife and slay the camel. What were my punishments? We sent against them a mighty blast and scattered them like dry sticks. We have made the Quran simple and easy to understand, but will anyone heed our warnings? Lot's people rejected his warnings, so we sent against them a storm of stones, yet spared Lot's family as a favor from God, for we reward those who give thanks. Lot warned them of our punishment, but they doubted him. The people tried to tempt Lot, but we blinded them, and they heard, "Taste my warning and my wrath." Early in the morning, our punishment was served on them. Taste my warning and my wrath. We have made the Quran simple and easy to understand, but will anyone heed our warnings? The Pharaoh and his people were also warned. They rejected the revelations and signs, so we overtook them with our power. Are the current unbelievers better than those of the past? Do they have some promised immunity? Do the unbelievers say, "We are able to defend ourselves due to our unity"? They will soon be defeated and driven in flight. The hour is set, and that hour shall be bitter and severe for them. The guilty have made a mistake and are in sorrow. That day they will be dragged into the fire on their faces, and they will hear, "Taste the touch of hell." We have created all things in proper proportion, and our command happens in a twinkling of an eye. We have destroyed disbelievers like you before, but will anyone remember the warning? Everything they did, great and small, is captured in scriptures. For the righteous there is a dwelling among the gardens and rivers, in a seat of honor with the Lord. Chapter 38, Surah 38, the Arabic letter Saad. Saad. I swear by the Quran, bear this in mind. While unbelievers are prideful and defiant, they should remember how many previous generations we destroyed. Remember those who cried out when they could not escape our wrath. Those earlier disbelievers wondered how a prophet could come from among their people. They said, "He is a sorcerer, a liar." They said, "Has the prophet combined all our gods into one God? How strange." Their leaders told them not to listen and to worship their current multiple gods. They said, "We have not heard of this monotheism from religion before. It's a forgery." They ask, "Has God revealed his message just to him?" They are in doubt of my message. They have not felt my punishment yet. Maybe the doubters have the treasure of the mercy of the Lord who can grant any judgment. Maybe they have the ownership of the heavens and earth and everything in between. If they do, then let them climb to heaven. Have no doubt the disbelievers will be defeated. There were many before these men that rejected the prophets I sent, like the people of Noah, of Ad, of Pharaoh, of Thamud, and of Lot. For those who reject my messengers, my punishment surely came. So today, when rejectors say, in mockery, they don't want to wait for a call to judgment and ask the Lord to show them a portion of their sentence before the final day of reckoning, I say, be patient, and like David, be strong and faithful. Remember that we made the mountains that glorify at sunset and dawn, and birds that flock together and sing in chorus. We made David's kingdom strong, and gave him wisdom in thought and clear speech. Have you heard the story of the two men who climbed over the walls of David's private chamber to bring him their argument? David was alarmed at their entry, but they told him to have no fear as they just needed their dispute solved. They asked that he give them an honest judgment that would provide a fair ending. The man with one sheep explained that his brethren had 99, and yet was bullying him to give up his one lamb. David told the man that he had been wronged, that the man should not have demanded his only sheep when he already had 99. He explained that many business partners wrong each other, except those men who are righteous in thought and deed. But that those righteous men are few. David then realized he was being tested by God and prayed, asking for the protection of the Lord. In return, we forgave him his lapse, and he was close to God and enjoys paradise. David, we did make you a king on earth, so judge men with truth and justice. Do not follow the lusts of your heart, for that will mislead you from the path of God. Those who stray from the path to God will have a great penalty on Judgment Day. We created the heaven and earth with a purpose. Those who think it was in vain are disbelievers. The disbelievers will learn of the hellfire on Judgment Day. Should we treat the faithful and righteous the same as the corrupt and wicked? This scripture we have sent down to you that is full of blessings allows you to think over the revelations so that the intelligent men can understand our warnings. We gave to David a faithful and selfless son in Solomon, who was a penitent soul. Once, when the sun was setting, he realized he had missed his afternoon prayer while he was looking at horses. Solomon said to the angels, "While I was admiring the horses, I forgot to remember my Lord at the sunset. Bring them back to me." And then he passed his hands over their legs and necks. We certainly tested Solomon. Once we placed a dead body on his throne. He turned to repent and said, "My Lord, forgive me and grant me a kingdom that is suited to me, for you are all-powerful." We gave him power over the winds to guide as he wished. He controlled the evil spirits and every kind of builder and diver and those that were bound together in chains. We told him, "Such are our gifts. You can give them freely or hold them without accountability." Solomon enjoyed our favor and was near to us, and will enjoy a happy final return to us. Remember Job, who cried to his Lord, "Satan has afflicted me greatly, and I suffer." And it was said to Job, "Strike the ground with your foot, and wash in the spring that appears." Then we gave him back his household, and were merciful, as he was patient and could stand as a reminder to the faithful. God knew he had taken an oath to give his wife 100 lashes for questioning his faithfulness, and God ordered him to use a handful of grass to strike her, and not a stick. Remember our servants Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who all possessed power and insights. We chose them specifically to remember and proclaim the hereafter. They were selected as the best, and so they are with us. Remember Ishmael, Elisha, and Isaiah, who are also among the best. This is a message for the righteous. The hereafter is a place of beauty for you. The gardens of Eden will have their gates open for you. The righteous will recline and relax with abundant food and drink. Beside the righteous will be virtuous women of equal age. This is the promise to you on the day of reckoning. The gifts of heaven will never be exhausted. But remember this, for the sinners there is an evil end. They shall burn in hell as a final resting place. They shall taste the evil of scalding water and putrid pus from wounds, and a variety of other equal torments. There is a large group rushing to hell with you. There is no welcome for them, and they will surely burn in the fire. They will cry, "No welcome for you, as you have brought this upon us in life." They will say, "Lord, who prepared this hell for us? Give him double the penalty of fire." They will say, "Why don't we see the men we thought were wicked burning among us? Did we wrongly ridicule them in life, or have we not seen them here yet?" This is what the inmates of the fire will discuss. Say to the people, Muhammad, "I am only a messenger, and there is only one God with absolute power over all men. The Lord of heaven and earth is mighty and forgiving." This is a message of importance, so do not turn away. I have no knowledge of the matters discussed by the exalted chiefs. I only know what is revealed to me to say in public. Recall when the Lord said to the angels, "I am about to create man from clay, and after I have fashioned him and breathed into him of my spirit, you will fall down in respect for him." And the angels did bow down, except for Iblis, whose pride made him unfaithful. God said to Iblis, "Why don't you bow to man? Are you prideful or too exalted?" Iblis replied, "I am better than those you create from the dust, as you made me from fire." God said to Iblis, "Go away from here. You are now cursed until the day of judgment." Iblis said to God, "My Lord, give me a pardon until the day the dead are raised." And God said to him, "I will grant a reprieve until then." Iblis replied to God, "By your power I will mislead every man until then, except for your purified servants." God said, "The truth is, I will certainly fill hell with you and everyone who follows you." Say Muhammad unto mankind, "I ask no payment for this message, and I am not a pretender. This is nothing but a reminder for all the world, and you will know its truth in due time."